all you wonderful people, and greetings from Universal Studios Japan. It is currently Sunday, and a sad Sunday at that, because today is the final day of Halloween Horror Nights in Japan. It's the longest running event, going from September all the way to November, beating out Orlando, which closed today, Hollywood, which closed today, and Singapore, which closed a couple of weeks ago. But even though it's November, there are still a lot of people dressed up, ready to go inside and explore this park and do all the spooky things that are inside of it. I mean, Marvel and DC have come out to support the final day of Halloween Horror Nights. Well, let's walk through these gates one more time, go check out what's going on inside the park, and then go experience the event as it is the last day. It won't be long till all of this is re-themed to Christmas. Well, you could say that the theming's already here. That's a big Christmas tree just staring down at the end of the main street. But it's what comes right after this event that really interests me. Starting in January all the way to August, there's going to be Universal Studios Cool Japan, which this year Attack on Titan is coming back, and I hope in this area they have that giant Titan that was here once before, or at least a new one, because that's where they usually put those giant statues. And Attack on Titan isn't the only thing that's coming for Cool Japan this year. For the first time ever, Lupin the Third, the famous anime thief, is actually going to come to Universal Studios Cool Japan. And if you've never seen the Miyazaki film that's directed about that character, you're missing out. Sailor Moon, who left the park roughly about a month ago, who was in this theater, is coming back for Cool Japan as well. And something that's already here is going to be here for Cool Japan. Evangelion, the giant robots that fight angels, are actually going to come for Universal Studios Japan as well. But this time they're not going to be fighting angels. They're going to be fighting the big green lizard, Godzilla. They're doing the Evangelion versus Godzilla attraction. I cannot wait to see that. Detective Conan is coming back as well, and I imagine they're going to use the escape room for his attraction. But this year, hey, how's it going? Peace. But this year, for Universal Studios Cool Japan, it's going from January all the way to August. So I imagine they're going to split up which attractions come out during this year, because I don't think they'll all be out at one particular time. Like last year, Sailor Moon showed up at the end of the event. I'm setting up the dance floor for the zombies tonight. I think this is what Tim Burton talked about when he was surprised that Halloween transitions straight into Christmas so quickly, because you got these ghouls and ghosts, and then bam, a big giant Christmas tree. Their multimedia Christmas show is already ready to go. This whole area is put with projections and drones and fireworks, and it's pretty cool, even though that most of the people in Japan are pretty non-Christian. But as my buddy Toko said, ooh ah, pretty lights. In events past, they've actually had Guinness World Record labels on this tree saying that it's like the most LED lit tree in the world, or like the tallest Christmas tree in Asia. This year, there is no such information, so maybe it's not. It's amazing how many people are not dressed up. Everyone I'm running into is just in crazy cosplay. But something that I'm sure a lot of people will be very excited for in this park is the fact that Super Nintendo World is growing at an exponential rate. You can't show what's going on from outside the park, but I can show you what's going on and what you can see from what's inside the park. If you look across the lake, you'll see two large cranes, and then you'll see a giant building. They have gone super vertical. Remember, this park is going to be like a box, a multi-floored box with different attractions, different areas. They say it's going to be multi-leveled. I cannot wait to see this thing. Getting closer reveals a little bit of the construction. However, most of the landmarks are covering it. But if you were to go on the Jaws ride, there's not a lot of distance between you and the construction. However, they don't allow filming on the Jaws ride. So, up. I picked the wrong song to sing. And going right to where the future entrance of this Super Nintendo World will be reveals nothing. So I guess you're just gonna have to wait like 2 years or something like that. One thing I want to say about these rides is that don't believe the times that they put on. I went in the single riders line for Jurassic Park, and it said 40 minutes. I was on in like 2. I am not really sure why they do that, but they do. Speaking of dinosaurs, looks like the dinosaurs are out. And those dinosaurs are amazing, but as mentioned before, there is a Spinosaurus that is just covered by some grass that they don't use. I don't know why. It's literally right behind there. Does anyone know why they don't use that? I mean, it's advertised on signs as you walk by, too. Or is that a raptor? I've made a huge mistake. Well, the lights have turned on and the sun has started to go down. Let me tell you, it's starting to get a little spooky around here. However, if there was one place I would say that I really didn't cover that well during this Halloween event, it would be the Harry Potter area. So let's go jaunt over there. They say that the Avengers was the most ambitious crop. It's happening, folks. Spider-Man meets Harry Potter. Oh, there's Dumbledore. I guess he's not working today. I'd love to see Death Eaters walking up and down the street, but it looks like you have to do it with Jack Sparrow. They've already started building the Christmas tree that will be here for the Wizarding World's Christmas season. This cart is here because they use it in the holiday projection show, which I guess they're going to have a holiday projection show. And if you were to look at the castle and then look to your left, you might see, what is that? Some Super Nintendo World construction. It looks like there's 1 or 2 major buildings that have already been set up. It's going to be crazy, kids. Even if you're not a fan of the Nintendo properties, which is kind of a hard thing to be, I think you'll still enjoy it. I'm not a huge fan of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. However, I really like the architecture. I like the stories. I like what they have to offer here. And Universal has lately been doing it really, really well. And I'm pretty sure a lot of money is being dumped into that Super Nintendo World. Halloween in Hogsmeade is simply an area with some spooky decor, some interesting limited time food, and, well, just a nice Hallows Eve atmosphere. Are those clowns? They must be new students around here. Darkness, my friends, has fallen, and the creatures of the night will soon be wandering among us. But first, Christmas has definitely overtaken every single thing. Sadness. Actually, the only Halloween merchandise you can find has been relegated to a small little standee. Everything is being sold at a discount. And this is it, of course. It's all Minion stuff. So, c'est la vie. Before the creatures of the night come out, I'd really like to do a haunted house, but they're all either unavailable or have wait times that are about this long. It's a sad day in Scary Town. Is that the Terminator? With the T-1000? People are really getting the message that in just a few moments that gate's gonna open and zombies are gonna come right out of it. So the last day of the event, there are just so many people. I don't even think you can get near the zombies. There's just so many people just like trying to figure out what's going on. However, this chaos is pretty cool because you can't tell who's a zombie and where the guests end and the zombies begin, you know? Yeah. some of the scare zones you can't even get into because there's just so many people, and they have to clear out for the musical section when they all come out and do a dance. The experience of like walking through a scare zone at the beginning of the event is completely dead by the end of the event. There's just so many people that you can't even see the zombies. Tonight might be the last night of Halloween Horror Nights in Japan, but the zombies are going to make another appearance later this year. If you're here on New Year's Eve, you may see the zombies again because they're going to have a summer section, a winter section, and a Halloween section dedicated to the 3 major events that they have all year round in the park. Even though the last night of Halloween Horror Nights is still kicking, I think it's time for me to get going. The weather has changed. The winds that have brought us Halloween are now turning colder, bringing us the Christmas season. Halloween, unfortunately, is officially over. I had a blast at Universal and all the other places that I went that were celebrating this spooky season, and I hope you had a good time too. I'm really excited to move on to go to the next journey of the year, which is finding more weird stuff out here in Japan. I've been starting doing more polls and more questionnaires to people who watch the channel. And if you keep up with it, you might see some of those questionnaires. If you have an opportunity and you're like, oh, what's this? Let me answer this. It helps me focus on what I should guide to do. I've got some projects up my head that I really want to happen. I don't know if they are going to happen or aren't going to happen, but I want to explore not only my city, but my country. It's quite an interesting place, and there's a lot more than just the big globe that's right behind me. Even though I'm going to come back to see some of the stuff for Universal Cool Japan. And I hope you're here to join me. If you like this series of videos that I've been doing, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, and as I always say, you can do it, I can do it, we can all do it. Stay groovy, you guys all have a wonderful day, and happy Halloween.